What's going on? It's the Bushes here. Man, hello. How you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. Episode number 3. Now, it's been about 5 or 6 days since I uploaded a video and just been busy. Hadn't been able to do it, but it's been in the back of my mind. I've been working on the world though. I had a bunch of issues, and I talked about this before, where someone hacked my account and yada yada. It was a pain in the rear, but I got it back, which is delightful. I'm glad about that. And anyway, so I was going through my console. I was going through my system. I was going through old worlds that I had built, old worlds that I had started, and I was just exploring and seeing if there's any nuggets out there, cool little things, cool builds, and I stumbled upon this one, and this is an older one, but I really like this world. It's a creative world, and this isn't where our video is going to be primarily today. It's again, we're going to jump into survival, and we're gonna get in there in a minute. But I started here because I just thought this was cool. This is a world that's very thematic, and I spent a lot of time on it, and it's kind of a castle world of sorts. It's kind of a castle city. But it's not finished, but I think you'll get the gist. It's pretty cool. Anyways, let's get into it. It's getting dark here, but we don't need to worry. But this was a fun world to work on, and it's a world I will revisit down the road because I just really like it. But anyways, this was one of the first ships that I ever built, and again, I don't always know how to build things. I just kind of start and mold and try to get things to the best of my ability. And so this is my rendition of a ship, and then a castle, and there's a lot to see here. Let's get in it. Now, in the survival world, I've been working on a lot of farms, and I built a automatic pumpkin farm, and I've built an automatic melon farm. Now, they're not fully finished, but they are operating, so I'm getting stuff from them, and so I'm excited about that. So my chests are filling up. Again, I was having a lot of problems and issues with placing stuff places because I hadn't created a storage system of any sort yet, and so I just had all this stuff in chests everywhere. So then, instead of keep working on my farms, I decided to jump into making a storage system. So we're gonna get into that as well. I've created an automatic storage system, and it's pretty flippin' sweet. It's not finished yet, but it is operating as well, and we're gonna take a look at that and get into it. And again, man, I like this build. There's still so much room. This is a really cool world that I found. It's a real large mountainous island, and I just really like the island itself. And then there's so much ocean in this world, and so this whole island eventually is going to become this castle world, and I'm excited about it. It's pretty cool. All this. Some of my friends and I have done Hunger Games in here, and again, it's not finished, so there's only so many places you can hide. But all these buildings down here, there's rooms in all of them, and there's staircases and different floors, and you can get all over the place. So it's still a fun place to kind of play Hunger Games or run around and kill each other. So we do that from time to time. But yeah, I really like towers, if you can't tell. I really like them, and I really like lighting in interesting ways. I thought this cathedral was kind of cool up here, but we're gonna spend about another 30 seconds in here, I think, and then we're gonna get on to the survival world because I'm really just showcasing this. Wanted you to see it. Just with the futures, as we're building in a survival world, it's a little slower process just because I gotta mine all the resources. So. But we are going to be building some crazy good stuff, and I just keep showcasing this stuff because I just want to remind people tuning in what the future is going to look like as a Minecraft Let's Play. And man, I just love building. I love building cool stuff. Anyways, this is my castle, and let's get into survival. Oh, it's so nice to not be offline anymore. I'm excited about this. All right, so here we are, created in survival, right there. It's not been modified. It's nothing. All this is the real deal. Jumping in, and let's give it a shot and see what happens. Now I don't have as much planned for this episode, I guess, as last one. Last one I had got a lot of resources saved and put them aside, and I finished some builds with you guys. And today I'm just going to kind of go over the builds, some of these automatic farms, why they work, how they work, what makes them work, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully give you an understanding of some of this stuff, because there's a lot of guys tell you how to do it, and they'll tell you what blocks to place where, but they don't really explain what's happening and why it works. And the problem with this is, yeah, you can copy anybody, but then to replicate it yourself or to modify it and create your own version of it without an understanding, it's really hard to do that. So I'm gonna talk about just kind of what is happening on some of these farms, and so let's get into it. This is the world, and man, I am excited about how this is turning out. This is a really cool seed. It's a really cool map, and again, it was just a random one. I didn't try for multiple seeds. I just pulled up the first one and I explored, and I like it a lot. I think it's a good space, good place to be. So let's jump on this boat. I don't want this video to be quite as long as the last one. The last one ended up being 30 minutes, and man, for a video, I mean, I like watching videos, and again, I like building too. So we're not going to try to take quite as much time today, but let's get into this. Now, this wall it bugs me. Eventually, this wall is going to be sweet. I'm going to do some cool touch-ups to this wall and try to just make it look more aesthetically pleasing. But right now, it is what it is, and I'm okay with that. Okay. So, as you can see, you've been here before. I've been slowly clearing out these chests, and I'm moving this stuff into my storage system, and man, this storage system is sweet, and I can't wait to show you guys this. My iron farm it's going good, guys. I probably stole 2 full rows of stacks out of it yesterday to build my storage system, because man, it took a lot of iron, a lot of resources to make droppers and hoppers and all that stuff, man. It's just so much iron, so much redstone. I was doing a ton of mining. I cleared a massive area down under the ground looking for redstone, and I just wasn't finding enough. So I started trading some of my pumpkins and melons, because I have my farms going. I started trading them to the villagers. Now, if you trade them, you can buy redstone from some of the villagers. So I just started purchasing redstone because I just couldn't keep up with it. It literally took so many stacks of redstone. But I've been clearing this out, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do down here, if anything, at least right at the moment. But I have my villager breeding system in here, and as you can see, there's a lot of villagers. That's because I've been killing villagers slowly, ones I don't want, and I'm letting them reproduce in here. And then if I like them, I'll find a way to get them out of here and back up into my villager section. But let's head on up. I wonder if I have a minecart, and I'm not seeing one. Let's grab some iron and make one. We'll just ride this up. Sometimes I don't use these systems, but I need to get a train system going. I mean, right at the moment I'm only in one little area, so it's not as needed, but it takes time, to get from place to place. So eventually I'm gonna have a nice operating mine. What am I doing? I'm space cadet today. I don't know what my problem is. So let's grab a few of these. Let's make a quick minecart, and then let's get into it. I don't really know why it stops me right there, but it always seems to. So anyways, This was a big flat open area. I don't know if you remember it in one of the previous videos, but I cleared all the trees out of here, and I didn't really know what I was going to do, but I knew I needed to build some farms. So I just kind of started building, and it's a mess right now because, as you can see, there's hoppers everywhere. There was a ton of chests right here, and I had them full of all sorts of crap, and I created this little hopper system right here because I didn't want to take 400 items out like by myself and carry them down and put them in stuff. So I created this hopper system, and I just chained it into my automatic storage system. So I piped all this down there, and it still needs to be sorted through because I haven't fully set up my storage system, but it's getting there. But at least it's down there now, and I didn't have to mess with it. And I guess it's kind of a lazy man way of doing things, but I got it out of here, and I got to fix some of this stuff. And I got some ideas for this little area right here, but we're not quite there yet. But what you see here, again, these aren't finished, this is an automatic melon farm, and this is an automatic pumpkin farm. And these are basically the same farms because melons and pumpkins grow the same way. And as you could just see that piston go, what happens here is you create this system that whenever a block appears in front of these pistons, it reacts and it causes them to go off, making them push and harvest the melons and the pumpkins, and it pushes them down into there, and there's a water system and hoppers and all that kind of stuff, and every once in a while you lose some, but when these are just going all the time, it just doesn't really matter. It's like the few that you lose is worth the amount that you gain, and you gain a lot. I can't almost keep up with this, and I only have 2 levels of this going on, and you can endlessly stack this. You could have 40 of these going straight up in the air and make this massive farm, but man, I don't know who needs that much melons. I honestly just don't know what in the world you'd do with that much. It would be so much maintenance to keep up with it that 2 for me is almost too much. But I did 2 just for the aesthetics of it. I think it looks a little cooler to have a couple rows, and the same thing over here. Now, what I did here, I'm gonna break this down, and I've left it here for you guys because I wanted to show you what is happening here. Now, this farm can be anywhere from about 2 to 3 blocks big, all the way up to like 30. In order to make it one solid unit. After 30, you can't really go any bigger. You have to do some modifying and put some spaces in there, but you can do it up to 30 spaces, and basically you actually do it 15 spaces, which this is the max that it can be before you start running out of redstone power. But then you can set it up on both ends, so you can actually take it up to 30 if you want, or down. Just you can make it any size to fit your area. So if you're trying to fit it in something, you can do that. Now, how this works is, as you can see, there's pistons, and there's this one piston right here, okay, going upwards. And now that sand on top of it, this comparator right here, pulls signal through another block. Well, the sand is pushed up, and then obviously sand falls, so that sand then falls back down and completes the signal again. So when this goes up, it breaks the signal, and then when it falls back down, it connects it again. And what I have here is a furnace, and you want to put one item in this furnace. It doesn't matter what the item is, you just got to put something in there in order for that comparator to say that there's something in that furnace, and I'm going to pull a signal from it. And so you put something in there. You put this sand here like this, and this is the simplest redstone ever. Like, this is so easy. Anybody can do this. This is not hard at all. You put another block here, so this comparator is sending that signal into this block, and then redstone dust right on the side like this, with a repeater to give this signal full strength at the start. And then you will run a block of your choice across the top here with redstone across it all the way. And after 15, you run out of signal, and you can't really put a repeater into this system because it will break that system, or it will break it. It just won't work in the spot where you have the repeater. So that's why it can only be 15 blocks, is because that's how far the power signal goes. But it's 3, as you can see, and what you do is you go the opposite direction. So obviously you don't want this breaking your pumpkin stock. You only want it breaking the pumpkin itself, and so you would plant your pumpkin or your melon here and here, and then when it harvests and it appears right here, it causes this to feel the signal and it pushes it off and harvests it. And it will just do it over and over and over again. And sugarcane is much similar to this. The sugarcane farm, the only difference is the sugarcane grows upwards rather than sideways, and so rather than the pistons being down here at the same level of the sugarcane, they'd actually be up one level, and they'd be all facing towards you rather than every other. And we're going to build one of those, and I'll show you that. But it's a very, very similar system. It doesn't do much difference, and but you can make this. It's really easy, and it's really easy to custom size it to whatever your needs are and where you want. You just need a couple of these things, and it works. No sticky pistons, just all regular. And again, you saw the redstone. This is it, and then you just stack this on top of it over and over again. If you know, however high you want to go. But that's all the redstone you need, and then run it across. Now, over here, again, I'm going to move all this because my sugarcane farm is going to come in here because I like things symmetrical, so I kind of want this all just to feel like a farm inside here, and then this building is going to go up as well, and I'm not sure how I'm going to dress it and what it's going to fully look like, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be sweet. And these villagers are going to move somewhere in this area because I'm going to build them an area and move them into it. Right now, they are here because this is just where I put them, and soon they will be in a new place. I got a lookout tower on the start right here. I kind of set a location. I want to put a lookout tower right here. I thought it'd be a kind of a cool place to look over, and you know, like, I don't think I'll put anything in it. It'll just be more for sight, but I think it'd be cool. So let's go down here into our storage system, and I want to kind of show you what. Let's just drop. Well, I need to eat. Let's see, what do I got on me here? Oh, not that. And I probably should sleep too because it's dark. I'm not seeing any monsters though, so that's good. Oh, that's gonna hurt. All right. So this is the original spot, if you remember, where we started, and I just happened to run into this, and I started clearing out below this building. Not really thinking what I was going to do with the space, but I just kept going, and then I decided, well, I need a storage system, so maybe I'll just figure out a way to put it in here. And so that's what I've done here, and man, this was a project. I've been working on it for a few days, and I'm telling you, this took so much resources, so much redstone, so much iron, so much cobblestone. I mean, it was tons of chests, you name it. And it's complicated. It's not crazy complicated, but it is complicated. This is way more complicated than those farms. But the way this system works is it kind of pulses, sending signals all the way through it, and there are droppers facing upwards, and chest system and hoppers. And so what these droppers do is they push the item up to the top into a chest, and that chest cycles down through all of it, and they're all connected to chests, and it just sorts it into where it's supposed to go, and I have everything directed in certain places. So it's a really cool system. It doesn't really create too much lag, which is nice. But it works pretty smoothly all at the same time. So let me get out of here because it's hard to tell what I've got going on here. But I've even been working on the aesthetics of this place, and it's starting to look pretty cool. Now this is the storage system, and again, I'm not fully done dressing it, and I'm not fully sure how I'm going to completely make this, but I'm liking the way it's turning out, and I'm trying some different decorations, and as you can see, there's some different stuff happening here, and I just haven't locked onto anything because when I know it's right, I'll know it's right, and then I'll stop with it, but I'll keep trying until I get there. Now the way this system works is you have to fill each chest with an item all the way, just one item in each spot, and when it falls through the system, that item looks for a place it can fit, and if there's an item in every space and it's the wrong item, then it won't go there. So it's a pretty nice way of doing things. And I've done different kinds of sorting systems. I've done ones that actually you tell it how to put the items in it, and it's a little more complicated, and it actually causes a little more lag. So this seems to be a little less laggy. But as you can see, my farms are going crazy, and I cleared this out yesterday and traded to the villagers. And man, I had almost 4 full chests of melons, and these guys just keep coming. And that's why I have so many chests for them, because I have rigged those farms to, once they harvest, they go into a piping system, and that piping system comes down here and pipes in to my system, and then they automatically get sorted. So I never have to mess with any of this stuff, but I set up a lot of room for extras, just because sometimes I'm off working on projects and I don't have time to mess with this stuff. So that's what's happening here. And as you can see, there's pumpkins in every spot, and that's the sorting system, and that's how I put my stuff in chests anyways. I just do it that way. And so when you hook it up this way, it's a really cool way to do storage. The only issue is when you pull something out, if something's cycling through right that second, it sometimes will go into that spot, but it's really easy to fix. You can just grab it out of there and yada yada, take it to where it needs to go, or you can put it in yourself. You could put whatever right in this spot and shut that thing, and it will sort it as well. It doesn't have to be in the piping system, but this piping system is going to be connected to my whole world eventually, and I'll have all my farms hooked to it. So everything that gets farmed will literally be piped into this piping, and will get sorted automatically. So I don't have to spend so much time finding places for things, and I can spend more time building, which is going to be a good thing in the future as we start doing really big builds. I don't have my iron hooked up here. I've just been kind of moving it here, kind of getting ready for it to be here, but eventually I will get my iron hooked up here as well. Wheat and potatoes, all this stuff will be hooked up here. Cobblestone. Right now, when I dropped all the chests upstairs, and I piped it all in here, and so I think that a lot of that stuff is probably just randomly in here, because I haven't fully set this up like there. I haven't fully set it up, so it's just finding any open space that it can, and I didn't have enough sugarcane to fill all those places. So eventually, when you get this system fully operating, you have to have every space in every chest with something in it in order for it to work properly. And once you got it there, it works amazing. It's literally incredible. It's a very smooth running system. And it's very expandable. You can really make this any size you want, any shape you want. I mean, it has to be square for the most part, but any shape you want. You know, like different types of rectangles, yada yada. You just basically have to build this 4x4 space and then connect them and keep building them, and you can add as many on as you like. But again, when it comes to redstone, the more you add, the bigger chance you're going to have at laggy issues. And so far we don't have them, and that's good. And I'm probably not going to add too much more to this little area right here because I don't want to overdo it. But as far as a sorting system, this is awesome. I'm extremely excited about this, and I'm really even liking the way it's going to turn out. And I'm thinking about maybe even open up the ceiling and creating like a balcony system that you can actually see down in here from up there around the farms, and kind of creating this. I don't know. I have some ideas in my head, but I haven't fully locked onto anything. So I will start exploring with that, and hopefully by the next episode, this will be 100% completed, and we can be moving on to some other stuff. But I hope you like this. This is taking me a lot of work, and you know, a lot of trial and error. I had to reset a lot of these places because I got them in the wrong spots, and yeah, you know how it is when you're building and one little thing's off, and then it just screws up your whole build. And you can either adapt to it and go with it, or you can tear it all down and make it perfect. And I'm kind of the tear it all down, make it perfect kind of mind. Like, that's how I work. That's how I operate. So I'm super OCD, and I get annoyed if things aren't the way I'd envisioned them. So anyways, let's head back up here. And I don't have too much more builds going on since last time, just because this has been a serious project, and it's just taken a lot longer than I had anticipated and hoped, but it is almost on the finish, and I'm excited about that. Next episode, I will most likely be working on or have built a sugarcane farm, and then again, I'm gonna raise this building up even higher and do some cool stuff to it. And I'm not positive where I'm putting my villagers, but they're gonna find their way in here somewhere. I need them close to where my storage system is, because I'm gonna need to access all those chests in order to trade them stuff, and so I don't want to be traveling too far to be doing that. I want to be pretty easily accessed. So as soon as my mind can think up a good spot and figure that out, we're gonna get that going as well. Again, my house really isn't my priority right now. My farms are my main priority at the moment, because I just need a lot of resources to build things properly in the way I want to build them, and I need certain blocks, and I like building with certain things, certain colors and all that kind of stuff, so I have to find ways to reproduce those things. A slime farm is going to be in the works eventually, probably sooner than later, just because I love slime blocks, and I love to use them for aesthetics, and then they're just fun to build with. You can do so many things with slime blocks. You can make pistons and elevators, and you can just do so much with them. You can create, robots. You can create all sorts of stuff with the slime blocks, and they're very awesome addition to this game. And I just plant trees wherever I go, whatever I'm needing to harvest. I use a lot of dark oak. One of the reasons I love the color of it. I love the way it looks. But again, I also like how you harvest it. It's one of the easiest trees, in my opinion, to harvest. And I grow a lot of these, and I just grow them in rows, and I grow them wherever I'm at, because I just don't have time to be running off somewhere to get trees. And when I'm done with a build in the area, I can chop all the trees down and I move on. I don't have to keep them there. That's the beauty of trees. They just grow so easily. So harvest them just like this, and you can literally just keep going through here and do it really fast. Now I have efficiency 4 on this axe, so I chop trees down quickly. Yeah, I don't have too much more today. I'm going to get in on some builds this week, and I'm going to try to update quicker. But this last project is just taking me so long. I literally just hadn't been able to get a video going, and sorry about that. But videos are coming, and there's going to be a lot of them, and this is just the beginning. And I really am excited to just start exploring with you. And if you have ideas for me, or if you see things that I could do better than I'm doing them, please write comments, or let me know what it is. I'm not just saying I know everything, because I don't. I'm always learning as well, and I want to hear from others, and I want to hear how they do things, and I want to grow as well. So I'm looking for advice if you got it to give. And I really love building this stuff, and I love the start, especially in figuring it out. And I'm excited. I'm excited for what I got planned out in this water space I talked about last episode. But I've got something that is going to go in this water, and it's a farm. But I built something similar on another world. It was actually the world that got corrupted and crashed, and I can't get into. But it looked incredible. But this one's even going to be more incredible, because the ideas that I'm implicating, I'm taking what I had built and adding to it, and gonna fix all the problems that I had in it the first time, and then the fact that it's gonna be in water is gonna even add another cool element, because I'm gonna build part of it into the water, so it's gonna take a lot of taking the water out, and so that's gonna be a process in itself, but it is going to look insane. It's gonna look incredible, and that's gonna be, again, it's another one of those projects. It's gonna probably be a week-long project, maybe even longer, but the end result is going to be amazing. Anyways, this is the Bushes. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for watching my videos. I love doing this. I'm excited to keep exploring and all that jazz. So if you've learn something, or you like this, or you're just curious, please like and subscribe. Liking really helps. As you know, everybody talks about it, but it really does. It helps us grow our channels and reach other people, and that's the goal. I want to help teach and reach and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, like and subscribe, and thanks for tuning in. And this is another Bush's Minecraft episode, and peace out till we come again.